Alrighty guys, hi, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. As always, if you're new or just returning, be sure you subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, be sure to leave them down in the comment section. I will try my best to see you guys there. So let me know, the first thing I want to say is let me know how the lighting and everything looks in this video, if there is any difference to my other pre-recorded videos. I recently, yet again, have rearranged where I'm filming at in the same room I was in before. I know the sound is still echoey, and that's something I am in the process of working on. But in the meantime, please let me know if the lighting and like the actual filming is better or not. So aside from that, today's going to be a get ready with me. It's actually Sunday when I'm filming this, and I will be going live with you guys in just a little bit, and I'm getting ready for that and for my day. So I figured I would go ahead and film it and let you guys know the products I'm using. Half the time I talk about products, half the time I don't. So today is going to be about the products. I am starting off with the Tatcha water cream moisturizer. It is getting really cold where I'm at. I don't know how the weather is where you are, but my skin is kind of going through it, and I'm trying to be more thoughtful about like hydrating products that I use at night, and I'm testing out a few new ones. So I am trying to make sure I am only using products that I know during the day to see if there's any difference. So I am going to be using that today for my moisturizer. I'm going to go ahead and do some concealer for priming for my eyelids, and then we're going to do our eye makeup first today. I'm using the Too Faced Multi-Sculpt concealer, and this is in the shade Porcelain. And then I am probably gonna try and see if I can locate my brush. Sorry if you guys just moved. To blend this out, otherwise I will use a sponge. Okay, this is one that I sometimes use. So I'm gonna use this and blend this out. Whenever I use concealer on my eyelids, which I know you guys have seen me do this a few times, I try to, once I put it on, I try to kind of keep my eyes not like fully open. That way any creases that happen between me blending this out and putting powder on it to set it, the creases don't get so deep that it's difficult to smooth back out. Because if your concealer dries enough, or at least from my experience, if my concealer dries enough, then I can't fully blend it out, and then I feel like you can always kind of see that line of the crease that was there. For my palette today, I think I'm gonna go in with an older palette that has always been a cult favorite, the Modern Renaissance. I'm not sure what kind of eye look I'm going for today, but I want to kind of use a palette that I haven't used on here before. And I'm going to just quickly make sure I can see through the mirror. Wipe that off. So with that concealer, I'm just gonna go over with my finger really quick to make sure that it is tacky and not like super wet. I'm gonna take a bigger fluffy brush like this one and pick a skin tone shade for me, and then just set over that really quick so any of those creases don't come out. And if you have this palette, the shade I'm using is Tempura. And it is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but that concealer is more orangey yellow than my actual skin tone. So I don't mind using a shade that's a little bit lighter. So once that is fully blended out, I'm going to take a smaller domed brush and I'm gonna go into burnt orange. And then I'm going to just place this on the outer corner, or the outer half of my eyelid, and then work this up into my crease and slightly above my crease. Don't know if I've really talked about it before. I have somewhat hooded eyelids and I don't have a whole lot of eye space. So I try to blow out my eye looks as much as I can. It's something I'm still working on doing. I started to realize that even if I was putting multiple colors on my lids, people weren't really seeing it. They were just seeing the shimmer shade. Unless my eyes were closed or I was looking down, it wasn't really translating. And I'm just gonna build this shade up a little bit. And feather it out. And it fades nicely. I start to, when I'm doing this, you guys can let me know if you have hooded eyes or if you like to blow out your eye looks. I start to get really nervous as I blend my eye looks out to my eyebrows for some reason. I don't know why that makes me nervous, but it does. Like once I see that my eye shade is getting close to my eyebrows, I'm like, is it going to look silly when I'm done, or is it going to pull all together? Even when you're watching like pro makeup artists or people who are really, really talented and have years and years of experience and play with makeup, some of their that's funny. Some of their looks as they are creating them don't make sense and they look kind of all over the place. I don't want to ever say that they look bad because that's not necessarily the case, but you start watching, as I'm watching anyways, I start to get the thoughts, are they going to be able to pull this together? Like what's their thought process? So now I am going to go in with raw sienna and a little bit of realgar. I think that's how you pronounce that. And I'm just going to hit a little bit further in and under than the shade we were just doing. And these are just ever so slightly darker. I'm also using another domed brush, but this one's a little bit more fluffy. That way I don't put too much pigment down and then run into the issue of not being able to blend it out. I try to work in like small sections when I'm like actually, not that I'm not actually ever wanting to have a good look, but when I'm really working on making sure my look is put together and it looks really nice and it's going to come off well, I work slower. I mean, if you guys have seen my other videos, I usually kind of just throw stuff together and hope it works, and it doesn't take very long. So I am taking a little bit more time with this eye look. And it just slightly deepens it up. Now I am going to go back in, if I can find where I put that brush. I can't find it. That's okay. I'm gonna go back in with the original brush that we used, the big brush, in that bone shade, and just kind of go over everything to help, in my opinion, it helps blend things together. I know some people do, some other creators and like gurus do this, some don't. Some will go back with the original brush, which is what I would typically do for, not the original, the brush that they used previously with the previous color to help blend that out, and that's typically what I would do. But I don't always put my brushes down. I kind of put them back in my brush container, or if they really need to be cleaned, I put them in another brush container. And I have so many domed brushes, that's what I prefer to blend my eyeshadows and work my eyeshadows with, that it's hard for me to remember which one I used. So I am going to take a smaller Really small domed brush, and most of my eye brushes are stained. I'm gonna go into red ochre and cypress umber. And cypress umber is like super, super pigmented if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. So I'm going to just slightly tap this where I want it and drag it into my crease ever so slightly. And I'm gonna leave it like that for a minute. And I'm gonna try and grab the same amount of product for the other eye and do the same thing. Just tap it on the outer part where I want it and slightly drag it in to my crease. My eyes hardly ever look the same, so I'm not super worried about it. And then I'm gonna go back in with the brush from before without any new product and just blend it in. Try my best to blend it out. Because I really don't like a whole lot of harsh lines, but I don't mind if there is some lines of distinction between the colors. I try to blend it enough to where it's not like a super harsh line and it looks like unblended or unfinished. This is the eye look that I have learned how to do, is how to work on my outer. It almost always pulls my eyes like this, but how to work on my outer section of my eyelid. I have tried to do cut creases, and maybe that's something we could do just to be funny, like not Raw Beauty Christy, but Hannah from Smoky Glow tries to do different things to bring a little bit of different content about her makeup videos. If that's something that you guys want, it's just like silly, I don't want to do like the Instagram model looks. I could never pull it off. But if you want me to try and like see if I can work around my eye shape to get like halo eyes or cut creases, I've never done a legitimate halo eye or cut crease. I have tried to do cut creases before, but I never have used the concealer method. And then I have never tried to do a halo eye. Well, that's not true. I have tried. I've never been successful. So if you guys want to see that, just like for maybe some funnier makeup related content, let me know. I'm going in with Vermeer with my finger and just filling in the empty space on my lid. And that is my eyes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my face makeup. So I've been trying this foundation for like 6 or 8 months, and I'm not sure if I like it or not. It was a hit or miss foundation. Sorry, I need to shake it up. It was a hit or miss foundation. This is the Anastasia foundation, the Luminous foundation. Typically, I am not a huge fan of luminous foundations, but I'm going to give it a shot. I've tried it one other time and I didn't hate it, but I don't think it wore very long on my skin. And I am not going to use any primer today because I don't plan on keeping my makeup on all day, just for filming and running some errands today, and that is it. So I am just going to, I don't know how much of this you need. My pump thing's not working very well. So sometimes you guys let me know how you apply your foundation. If you wear foundation or makeup, sometimes I apply it to my finger and then I use either a brush or a sponge, whatever works that day. Today I'm gonna use a brush. Sometimes I put it directly onto the brush, and I think it depends on what kind of foundation, on if that works or not, to be honest. And I am just gonna kind of bring the product everywhere. And then I am going to really blend it in. I kind of just make sure the product ends up all over my face before I work on the blending aspect. And I don't know if I told you guys, I have a mirror over to my left over here. That's what that light came on for. So I'm trying to make sure I am paying attention to both. So once this is all on and blended out, I never know if I am fully blending my makeup out in its entirety or not, because I feel like when I watch other people do their foundation or their makeup to any degree, it doesn't take me near the amount of time that it takes other people. And I understand that most like videos are edited and like parts are missed and parts are skipped, but like when people do live streams and they're doing their makeup, I still feel like I maybe rush through doing my makeup. I don't know if that's because I don't have the patience to be doing something so long for such a long time, or if I'm missing steps. I don't know. So that seems pretty blended. It doesn't have a whole, like, it's probably what I would say is medium coverage. I can still see some darkness under my eyes, but it doesn't look the best on my skin. I have dry to combination skin, and it doesn't look that good. But I bought it and I want to see if there's a different way to work with it. So we're just going to see how it wears. Some foundations kind of work better for me as time goes on. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to get a big fluffy brush, and today I am using loose powder because both of my pressed powders have broken because I've hit pan. So for me vigorously swirling in the pans and stuff to get as much product that was left out, they are no longer alive. So I'm just going to use some pressed powder and dust it all over my face. And then we're gonna go in with some bronzer and some blush. You guys probably know by now I am using the Fenty Beauty bronzer in the Sun. For my loose powder, I use the Fit Me loose powder. Not the translucent one, it's the one that's Fair Light. And then we're gonna use just a little bit of blush, and I will go back and do my mascara. And I don't know if I have time or want to do my eyeliner. Let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do all of that. I started getting ready at, it's been almost 20 minutes, so started getting ready at 11:20, close to 11:20 for my live. I've got to be live at 12 for you guys. So I probably am just going to do mascara, because eyeliner, although you guys always seem to give me compliments when I wing out my eyeliner, it takes some serious concentration for me. I have learned a couple of tricks to make it a little bit easier, but it still takes me some time because I want them to be as even as possible. They're never like perfect, but I want them to seem put together. For my blush and my highlight today, I am using the NARS Orgasm Face Palette in Infatuation, because they've come out with a couple of these. This was, I believe, last year's holiday stuff, and I don't always wear highlight. I know I talk about this all the time, so I never know if I am putting highlight where highlight should be. I kind of just put it where I see other people put it, because I don't wear it on a daily basis. So I'm going to curl my lashes. And then I'm going to use some mascara. Obviously, which mascara today? Let's try. I've been trying to go back through some of my mascaras, and I'm going to try this Too Faced Damn Girl mascara. This is a sample size. I'm probably gonna end up out of frame for just a second. I end up, let me know if you guys are the same way. I can be super, super messy with mascara if I'm not careful. So this is one of the points in my makeup where I try to take my time. And with this mascara, I don't know if this one is dry and that's why I'm having this issue, but I have always, even when it was new, I've had it for longer than I'd like to admit. So it could be drying out. It doesn't seem, it doesn't seem dried out when I pull it out of the tube, but it doesn't really get on my eyelashes, if that makes sense. Like, I have to really push my eyelashes into this wand for product to actually get on my eyelashes. And when I do that, I always end up running into the mistake of it transferring, like me pushing it, like I have on this eyelid, me pushing it into my crease to get the eyelashes coated. So I don't know. Maybe it's just dried out. But I remember having that issue when it was new too. So I'm going to quickly set my face, since after my live I do have some errands to run. I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty setting spray, which it smells like flowers and it's just so fine. Don't inhale it though, it doesn't taste good. It tastes like perfume, which that probably means there's a lot of perfume or scent in here, which isn't always good for your skin. So this is the final look. You guys will be seeing me shortly if you're gonna be in my live. Otherwise, this will be out later, and I hope you're having a good day, evening, or night, wherever you are. If I didn't talk about a product because I missed it, ask me down in the comments. And any other questions that I ask, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. Maybe you guys can teach me different methods or products to use instead. But I hope you are having a good day, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.